cool. And we're going to kind of change up the format a little bit. So instead of working for multiple minutes at a time, which we've been doing the last couple of weeks, we're going to be doing a minute at a time. Okay. So, there are numbers written next to these on that second portion. So it's every minute on the minute. That's for 12 minutes. So essentially 4 times at each station. I wrote numbers. If those numbers feel, I don't know, shy, you could do more. Do more. If you're barely, let's say if I say you have 10 seconds remaining, and you're barely finishing them, then you just stop. Okay. So because it's time-based, every minute on the minute is really like 45 to 50 seconds of work, 10 seconds of transition. That's what it really ends up being. So the numbers written next, all the 10 squats, 10 happy stars, and 10 hand release push-ups are all, I say, suggestions, like based on what you can do. Does that make sense? Cool. Okay. Small group, we're all exhausted. So let's just move. Yeah. We'll keep the chatting to a minimum. Let's do some cat casts. Find your, I say your floor. And just gently the spine bend and flex. Oh, I'm sleeping on the couch, and I can tell you, it's pretty obvious it's the case. Good. Good. 10. Once you have your 10 cat cows, let's actually do some, I don't know what you call these. I'm sure there's a name for them. But basically, I'm going to shift my hips side to side. So I'm going to sit back to the left, rotate to the right, so making circles with my hips. It's not quite a child's pose, but we're kind of going in that direction. Doing 5 per direction. So we can 5. I'm sitting back my left hip first. And then we can go opposite hip. Need something soft for your knees here. It's not a bad idea. Right. Let's go our alternating bird dogs. If you want to add some complexity, you can do this by, so from the front, bringing my knee towards my elbow towards my knee and my knee towards my elbow. So from the side, looks like this. I extend. I'm not going to switch sides anymore. I'm just going to bring a little flexion. I want, and then back. You can bring the knee back down before you flex, or right, not bend the back at all. Kind of up to you how you want to, which iteration you want to use. We're doing 10, please. Good. Okay. I was gonna sit down, but I guess I'm not. Let's do these 90-90s. So sitting to the side. I would do it, but spots occupied. Okay, you gonna move? Yeah, good. Good. I'm not sure if that's to be true, Joseph, but my cat loves the yoga mat. She just like she's like I mean, like it's the same reason we probably like it. It feels good under her foot, but then she just like takes the little beans and rips it up a little bit. It's okay. I got it for free, so it's fine. 10 or so rotations. And then last but not least, our shoulder warm up, right? So you can again do this kneeling or standing. I'll do this kneeling. And we're gonna have our arms in a T shape. Gradually. Good. Make your arms bigger until you get to 10. Once you have your thumbs pointed up, keep those thumbs pointed up and just go backwards or the opposite. Good. Taking those elbows straight as well. Our next one's gonna get forward and back, so swinging the arms. So that one's nice and easy and passive. Good. If your fingers skim the floor, that's okay, or you can come to kind of what we call tall kneeling. So instead of sitting on your feet, you're extending the hip or sort of standing up, but you're on your knees. Good. Yeah. And then from here, just go across. We'll tap. And we'll kind of finish off with our thumbs pointed down, right? The thumbs pointed down. You can't see my thumbs, but they're down. Okay. And you have both directions, right? Thumbs forward, thumbs down, forward and backwards. Let's go ahead and just go from a plank into a down dog. This is meant to be more of a stretch flow situation. You can bend the knees. The cat is playing with the toys. You want to throw it in the hallway. There you go. All right, so plank shape, nice wide stance, into a down dog. You can pump the calves, whatever you'd like. You can bias hips or the shoulders or both. And let's alternate between those two motions for 10. If you're feeling a little tight, you can bend the knees. If you're feeling extra bendy, legs can stay straight. Okay, so we have our single leg squats today. I have 8 per side written, and we're going to do this for 4 sets total. This will be paired with, this is a plank hold, essentially, and you're going to touch your shoulder and then touch your hip. This is essentially a modified renegade row. So I'm going to demonstrate that movement if you have dumbbells or would like to use it. So that's sort of the loaded version. And you can do this per side. So the renegade row does not have to be alternating, especially if you have a kettlebell versus a dumbbell or a singular weight as opposed to 2. So we'll go over the single leg squats in a second. However, you're in a renegade row, right? In this case, I have a singular dumbbell here, or sorry, kettlebell. So I'm not going to be doing this alternating. This is sort of a variation. So the renegade row itself, right, is going to be a push-up, right? The push-up. If I have my weights, it's going to be a row, back, push-up, row, right? Now, kettlebells are awkward because they're a little big, not the end of the world. Sorry, you couldn't see a whole lot of that, could you? The alternative, of course, you have dumbbells. That's going to be ideal because you put your hands on your dumbbells. But the option we're going to be using today, if you don't have weights, is touching. So I'm going to go left-sided again. Touching your left shoulder. So preloading the right arm, touching, touching, touching. So I'm trying not to shift my weight sideways, right? And we're doing 8 per side there, essentially. So if dead on, you're not going to see, hopefully, not a ton of movement. I'm going to do opposite. So left hand preloaded, touch my shoulder, touch my hip, touch the ground. So I'm trying to avoid any extreme rotation, essentially. So either of those are good options here today, if you'd like to use them. And then the single leg squats. If you have a heavier kettlebell, a goblet squat's great. If you want to change up your weights a little bit or how you're carrying your weights, you can bring this kettlebell, right? So it's across the palm, my hands in the corner or dumbbell, and keep it kind of up here. So we're holding one at a time, basically. I do the same squats. So I'm standing up here, same squats, but now it's on my shoulder and it's a little off balance. So then I can, of course, just switch hands when I hit around 4 reps. Dumbbells sit on the shoulder, essentially, as opposed to the sort of thumb to sternum idea. And of course, we always have our single leg options. So that's our foot down or foot elevated single leg squats. So before we do that, let's start with 2-footed, no weight squats. So squatting, so feet are shoulder width apart. So from hips down, right? Squatting down, just seeing how your body's responding to squatting in the first place. Squatting down, right? On the side, hips are going back first. Sitting back up. So this is just kind of seeing how your hips, knees, ankles are responding to what we've got going on today. So any iteration of those squats, 2-footed, go ahead and grab a kind of heavier load. If it's not heavy enough, you can go into a front rack position on your kettlebell or on a dumbbell. This isn't a water bottle, but bear with me here. It'd be like this. Yeah. That's the way to do it. So if you have 2, cool. But if hopefully the same weight, we hope. And any single leg version of this. So what weight do you have there? 10s, 20s? Yeah, okay, great, cool. You can play with it. You can kind of play with different versions of stuff. You can even have them on the shoulder if you like. And let's go ahead and do 8 reps either per leg or, right, for doing single leg, or let's go 12 total. If you're doing 2-footed, okay? So 2-footed, 12 total. Single leg, that can be a stagger stance, so sort of a mini lunge, or leg lifted behind you onto something like a couch. Yeah, good. Gonna get fancy, put one overhead, while one's on, I don't know, kind of mess around with your. Try and settle into that squatterisa. So obviously, as low as it feels safe, of course. If you net foot down, that's fine. You have 8 reps per side. This is where you're going to do your, well, either renegade rows. Okay, so you're going to be, if you have 2 dumbbells, you can have your hands on the dumbbells, although I will say the bigger the dumbbell, the more comfortable the grip position. And then you're going to complete a push-up. And then at the top of your push-up, you're going to row right, then row left. The singular weight, you're going to do it one at a time. I can show you with dumbbells. So renegade rows, right? Dumbbells here. I'm gonna do push-ups on my dumbbells. Yeah. From here, I'm gonna do my push-up. It might be a deficit, that's fine. Push-up, row. Right. If you need push-ups off your dumbbell, that's okay too. That's also fine. Otherwise, plank position, touch your shoulder, touch your hip, back down, right? We're gonna alternate. 8 total, okay? Yeah, so yeah, preload the opposite arm and whatever arm you're picking, you're keep loading. So pushing into the floor. My left hand's down, push your right foot into the ground. The diagonal limb, yeah. Good. You're more than welcome to use different weights for your squats and renegade rows, by the way. So no, don't feel like you have to stick with, right, 10-pound dumbbells, which actually are perfect for renegade row initially. Or something light. Whereas squat, you could probably squat more than that. So you can change up your weights between sets. Good. Yeah. So that's 8 total, 4 per side. Lovely. And then we're gonna go back to your squats again. Yeah. Nice. Good. If you're struggling with this setup, Arisa, so if you're doing a Bulgarian, so the leg lifted, that's your Bulgarian. A way you can practice or set this up, I'm gonna put you over here. So you're gonna take, I know it's a sofa, but you're gonna sit on the edge of your seat, extend the leg you want to work, ish, and then you can kind of get up. Now this is gonna feel weirdly long, right? You can go laces down or tall ball of foot, whatever one you want. But this is a guideline. When switching, try not to hop. You can bring the feet back together and then do like so. So then you can start to play with shin angle. So that's a guideline. It's not a hard right or wrong, but it'll give you a nice distance. Good work. Good. And you'll know if it's too far because it'll feel like it, or if you're way too close, you'll feel like your heel has to lift up. You're doing great. Both doing a great job. If you need to rest between stations, great. If not, you could just keep rolling through this. Good. Before you bend the knee, Risa, go ahead and send your hip back and behind you a little bit. So unlock the knee. Yeah. So instead of a this, yeah, it's more of I want the hip to load first. Yeah. So hip goes back, then the knee bends. So you get a little more hamstring. Yeah, there you go. And that way the knee doesn't take nearly as much pressure. The renegade row has I was taught a renegade row with a push-up. If you just want to row the dumbbells, no push-up, that's an option too. I think it depends on who teaches you them. Good. Nice job. Good. Nice work. So the push balance movement is essentially optional. Again, that's something, it's a matter of taste. It's good. Nice job. Yeah, 4, correct. Yeah, I think Reese is finishing off 4, so you can take a break. I realized, I knew this before. There are push-ups in the workout, so you're more than welcome to. We can talk about. You seem okay with push-ups, Joseph, if you want to do more. But if that feels like a lot, obviously, just stop when you feel like you're slowing down or failing. We don't need to go to failure. Okay, that was great. Different versions, right? Some on feet down, some on feet up. Dumbbells are always a nice change up, especially if you have a lot of kettlebells and vice versa. We're going to do every minute on the minute now. So the squats are going to be 2-footed. So you can weight these if you want. That's, I think, an option. Weight is optional, but by no means required. Just a good old fashioned 2-footed squat like we did in the warm up. Okay. I wrote 10 reps. I'm sure you could probably get higher than that, especially if you're only doing essentially 4 rounds. Okay. Just consider your volume. So you've already completed, let's say per leg, 32 reps, right? My math, you could try my math there if you want. My math is pretty terrible. But not a ton. But if you do another, let's assume you do 20 in 45 seconds. That's going to be another 80. Now it's not going to kill you, but something to think about. So we'd say 10 to 15 reps, maybe 10 to 20 reps. Again, in terms of time, 45 to 50 seconds. What you're going to be listening for is 3, 2, 1, go, because that's your cue to go again. And 10 seconds, or I'll say 15 seconds. So 15 seconds is your cue to be like, I could stop now, or I could do one more rep. And that's kind of up to you. So that's your 45-second call out, essentially. I'm telling you how much time you have remaining. Happy stars. These are your modified V-up. So I'm going to show you 2 versions that are 1 step down and 1 step up. And I'll, of course, show you the actual movement itself. So the actual movement itself, you're going to be laying down. I'm going to go ahead and reach my right hand towards my left foot. I am not kicking and staying laying down. I'm actually going to lift my shoulder to reach. To keep you're not touching. That's a flexibility thing, right? If this is too much, we can bend the knee. So just touch my heel. So this is a little bit easier. If you have neck issues, you don't want to be using the neck. You're like, this is too much. Thank you very much. Dead bugs work just fine. So laying down, 90 degrees. Okay. You can either go opposites. So opposite hand, opposite foot. Yeah. Same side. Putting your hand, so I'm going to be using my opposite, just bracing this leg. And then doing this one. So this one's not pushing back at me or trying not to. So that's an option. Or if you want to go full V up, I'm not sure I have one. Let's find out. Okay, here. Touch. Not quite. I don't have to do this. But you get the idea. You're touching your toes. That'd be kind of like your full motion. Think gymnastics, essentially. So any of those, which is a lot of choices, but essentially of laying down on your back. So the head doesn't lift up, but we are moving the arms and legs together. Same side or opposite. We can do sort of a tuck up version of this where we reach for the opposite foot, but it's only the opposite foot. Or we can go straight legged with the happy stars or full on V up, which is both of your legs moving at the same time. So lots of options. Hand release push-ups. If you just a lot of push-ups in part A or the hip taps, that's fine. Let's just make them push-ups. You can either slow them down. If 10 feels like a lot, make it less. Again, think total volume, right? If you just 32 push-ups and you're gonna do 40 more, cool. If not, change that volume to match something you want to do. Any questions? We're all good? Thumbs up if you're good to go. Okay. Again, squats are two-footed for this portion. And there's no need to, you can see how many reps you get in one round in 1 minute or about 45 seconds, or think total volume. Okay, use that external display. Find my timers here. Okay. Okay, 10 seconds-ish. So you can come back to standing. 3, 2, 1, and go. Yep. So 10 is a suggestion. If you want to go more, lovely. If you want to stop and get an extra rest, you can stop. You have 15 seconds. Lovely. We're going to lay down. Okay, happy stars or toes will hold. We're going to rest or reset first. We're starting in 3, 2, 1, and go. We're only doing one movement per minute. You can change the leg that if you're doing the happy stars, you can alternate arms and legs. So right hand to left foot, left hand to right foot. Yeah. Yeah, so slight reach across. Again, 10 total. Maybe a little more feeling fancy. You're lifting up the torso as well, Arisa. So lift up the shoulders versus lifting the leg. Yeah, there you go. That's 15 seconds. So you can rest. Our push-ups are next. So we're just gonna roll over onto our bellies here. 3, 2, 1, and go. The hand release is optional. That's too much, don't do it. It's okay to rest within this minute as well, especially the push-ups. And that's your 15-second call out. Okay. We're back to the top. We're squatting again in 3, 2, 1, and go. So your 15-second call out, go ahead and rest. Nice work. 3, 2, 1, and go. Good. With the happy stars, think of lifting your shoulders or reaching for your feet or heels versus lifting the leg. And rest. Good. Going to push-ups next in 3, 2, 1, and go. The push-ups, if they're slowing down, it is okay to take a break or rest within your minute or reduce your volume. Do less. And rest 15 seconds. Nice job. 3, 2, 1. Out to your squats again. You can remove the weight out of this equation if you need to. You're officially into round 3. We're doing a total of 4 at each station. And rest. Okay, you can just lay down for this portion. 3, 2, 1. To our happy stars next. Or any iteration we talked about before. Nice job. you're having neck or upper back discomfort, laying down doing your dead bugs is a great substitution. And rest. It's okay, make these even if it does bother you that much. 2, 1, push-ups are next. The hand release is too much, take the hand release out. If that's too much, bend the knees or elevate the push-up. Good. Nice job. Or just lay down, wiggle your way back up. And rest. Nice job. Good news. This is your last time through your squats, your happy stars, and your push-ups. And then you're done. We're starting in 3, 2, 1, and go. And rest. Good. Last 2 stations. 3, 2, 1. Happy stars, dead bugs, or any scaled option we talked about. Here we go. There you go. With the dead bug, keep that low back close to or on the ground. That means your legs and arms don't move as far away. That's okay. You breathe in as you extend, exhale as you pull the knees and hands back in. And rest. Good. Okay. Last set of push-ups for the day in 5, 3, 2, 1, and go. Nice job. Again, you can pick a number or go for time. You have 15 seconds left on the minute. You can technically stop. If you want to get more, you have about 10 seconds till that minute is over. Good. Nice job. Lovely. So a lot of pressing today. I know if you did the renegade rows with the push-up version in part A, but if you're strong enough to do it, I'm into it. Hopefully, looks like you're both a little sweaty. It's a good sign. Because we didn't have our coffee chat this morning, we're quite early. That being said, we can leave some time to roll out anything / stretch if you don't have foam rollers. I will need your input though on kind of what you want to roll out. I have ideas, but I'd love to hear yours as well. If you have anything that's giving you some trouble, / maybe you want to address.
Do hamstrings.
What was that?
Hamstrings.
Hamstrings. Yeah, we can do that.
Oh.
What'd you say, Lisa?
I said, oh, hamstrings are always good. We did hills this weekend.
Fair enough. Yeah, so hamstrings are one that you can approach. They're a tough one to get. Like, you can stretch them, I guess, technically. With a foam roller, you can think of them as, yeah, you can kind of sit on the foam roller if you want. So this is one where I like to be sitting on it proper. It's a hard one to kind of get with a foam roller, but it's not impossible. You put kind of weight in your hands, and I still bias one side, so I'm still kind of, putting weight here. Shall this way, excuse me, so it's easier to see. So I have my left hamstring on here, my right foot's on the ground. So I can start to move this around a little bit. Sometimes sitting on the insertion point is helpful. It depends on how sensitive you are or how painful it is. You can even bend this knee if it's feeling a little bit, or elevate yourself if straightening this leg is a little bit tough. Or you can do this on a higher surface. It's like laying down or sitting on a flat surface. It's not okay. It's a tough one to get, I think, with, I'm trying to think, I usually have a barbell or a ball of some kind. Usually it's kind of my go-to move with a hamstring, but a foam roller is a perfectly fine thing to do. Go side to side even. As a kind of a starting point. A kettlebell actually might not be a bad idea. A kettlebell is kind of your, if the foam roller is feeling pretty casual for you. If you have a kettlebell of some kind. And again, we're kind of playing with this a little bit, but this crossbar is going to be kind of where, so typically I have people start at like in the belly of the muscle versus the insertion points. And it's kind of hard to get on top of that, but if the kettlebell's balanced enough, you can you have to kind of hold yourself up. It's a little more acute than that. It's a little easier if the kettlebell's bigger. I guess the kettlebell's kind of small right now. But I find movement is not as optional for me. I kind of stay put. Otherwise, I generally find any kind of, actually a good stretch version that's not, what I should say, that is not equipment based, laying on your back. And a lot of people will think of keeping the leg straight as they stretch back, right? Instead of keeping the leg bent, right? So, and then I extend from there. So dark on dark here, sorry, can't quite see. So you just kind of bring that knee towards the chest, just like and relax, and then just gently extend the leg. So I'm going to take my left leg, and that's a more honest representation of your hamstring length, as a right. And you don't have to go super far. So breathing in, exhale, right, and a little pump. So you're touching end range, coming back. We're not sitting there forever, right? So this is a way to kind of equipment-free way to do this. So again, knee towards the chest. All right, again, touching end range, extend the leg. Obviously, don't go crazy on this one, right? This is a nice one in bed. You're just kind of like, what am I doing today? How does that feel? It could be passive, or you can extend. Kind of up to you. Different ways to approach this. The hamstring. And of course, it's always good just to do, the opposite side as well. So I will say, if you do have a ball, right, lacrosse ball, tennis ball, something, it's a little harder. I can't really, have the proper setup, but you want to you can sit on it, like on your dining room chairs, something hard on the insertion point of your hamstring. So if my sit bone right? It's the bony part of your butt. And you roll towards your knee just like an inch. That's usually a solid place to be. I find that to be very effective as well. But it's easier to be sitting, specifically not on something soft like a sofa. And then sort of the larger the ball you have, the less acute that's going to feel. So a long answer to a short question, but kind of giving you options on this. But Grace, you said you're in hills, you're running or biking hills.
Running hills,
Running
not
hills.
hills, yeah.
Got it.
Or one very long hill.
Well, it's good sprint training.
Yes, what was it? You know, when you have trail runners making plans.
Wow.
Although better in the trails than on the road with narrow road with cars. So yeah.
That's true. That's fair. I would say with all those push-ups too, good upper back rollout's going to be good. Some, child's pose, cat cows, the usual business. Trying to think of anything else. Drawing a blank today.
All right.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna give you 8 extra minutes on your day.
All right.
Unless you want more, I would say mobility stuff. I think stretching's probably got you covered by Joseph, yeah. But in terms of like soft tissue work, I'm happy to cover that territory.
All right, thank you, Kirstie.
You're welcome. Bye guys.
Have a good day.
You too.
Good luck with Nikki.
See you, Risa.
All right. See ya.